out here in Dallas, Texas, and I'm just have some downtime, so I'm firing through more of those questions that I got from releasing my phone number on the interwebs. Not the smartest thing I've ever done, but maybe it is the smartest thing I've ever done because it's really important. A lot of people out there need help, and they need expert advice, and they're not getting it. They're getting crap advice from shitty people that have shitty discipline and shitty moral values themselves. Anyway, I just was thinking about something, and something that's been on my mind for a little while, and I just wanted to express it to you guys right now in this quick message. A lot of people talk about setting goals, and a lot of people talk about, and I talk often about setting some goals and then having your actions meet some of those goals. What I want to say about that is, don't have so much anxiety about it. Don't have so much wrapped into that you're making yourself sick, or that you're giving up on ideas and concepts, and then you're never going back to them because you're scared, because you feel like a failure. You set out a goal, you wrote it down, and now you're not doing it anymore. And it makes you feel like a pile of shit, doesn't it? Well, I've done that before. I've done that a million times. The thing is, you can't give up, and you can never give up on yourself. You need to have an intent, and you do need to have a goal, but goals are kind of mythological. Goals don't really exist because, you know what? Goals are never really obtained, and they're never truly achieved, and they're never truly checked off. They don't have like a little box that you just check off. You're like, yep, been there. I never really had a goal to be a millionaire. It just was a progression. It just happened. I never really had a goal to be famous. Even though I do try to get a lot of publicity for my product, the Slingshot, which you can get at howmuchyoubench.net. Even though there's a lot of that stuff going on, which today's Cyber Monday, and those of you listening on Facebook right now, you can go to howmuchyoubench.net right now, and you can go purchase the Slingshot. Free shipping and 20% off when you type in MB20. Anyway, back to the matter at hand. You do need to have an intent, you do need to have a goal, but goals are kind of a myth. And I think that here's something that I came to the realization of the other day. When did you start working out? When did you start exercising? When did you start dieting? When did you start anything substantial that you're still doing today? Maybe it's a YouTube channel. Maybe it's a podcast. Maybe you like to write. Maybe you like to read. When is it when you started any of that kind of stuff? Maybe it's something you started from the time you were a kid. Maybe it's hunting. Maybe it's fishing. Maybe it's golf. Think about that. Take yourself back to that. And I think it pertains to exercise, probably more so than anything else, because what I've noticed, when I ask somebody about something they've been doing for 20 years, or for 30 years, or even for 5 years or a decade, when I talk to somebody and I asked them, I said, hey, when did you start working out? They'd say 13. Then they'd give me a second answer before I even got a chance to say anything. And they say, well, I started at like 13, but I really got going when I was 19. And you're like, well, what happened in all those other years? That's kind of weird. A lot of years in there that nothing really went down. What was going on? And they give you those two different years because what they'll say is, well, I started when I was like 13. I was kind of dicking around. And then I was about 19 when I wanted to be better at football, or 18 when I wanted to be better at football, make the football team, gain weight for wrestling, be a better throw in track and field, jump higher for my volleyball team or basketball team or whatever the goal was, or just look better for the opposite sex, right? Nothing wrong with saying that. Hey now, trying to look good. The reason why they give you those two separate numbers, and the reason why it's so important, is because you guys don't need goals. This just came to me the other day. You guys don't need goals. You need to be dicking around. You honestly need to be dicking around. You need to be playing around. You need to be messing around with whatever it is that you're getting into. Whether it's exercise or business, you have to kind of dabble in business. Unless you've been in business before and you're a ninja, like my boy Andy Frisella or my homie that I'm meeting with today, Todd Abrams. Those guys are savages in business. Those guys aren't going to dabble in business and fuck around. But they've also been around business for a long time. And when they first started their businesses, they didn't know what the fuck they were doing. They might have some goals written down. They might think back and they might kind of have a warped image of exactly how it went or how it was. But if you honestly sit down and ask them, they didn't know. They didn't really have a true vision. They did have a vision and they did have a goal, because that is important. Where there is no vision, people will perish. Your dreams, your hopes and dreams will fucking die if you don't have a vision. So they did have a vision, but it wasn't that clear. And every day that went by didn't feel so good. Every day that went by didn't feel so stable. But the underlying feeling of the whole thing stayed with them long enough so they can continue to do their business. Andy Frisella owns First Form Nutrition. If you're not following him on Instagram, you should be. Todd Abrams owns Icon Meals. If you're not following him and Icon Meals, you should be. These guys are real beasts in the industry, people that I look up to. But anyway, anybody who's successful at anything is going to give you those answers. Hey, when did you start playing tennis? Well, I started when I was 11, but I got serious about it when I was 15. When did you start bodybuilding? Well, I started, they're going to give you two different numbers. And the reason is because they spent a lot of years dicking around. So don't build up so much anxiety and make yourself feel so bad if you're not reaching some of your goals, because goals are a myth. You're never really going to get to your goal. And when you get to your goal, I never had a goal of being a millionaire, right? Now I'm a multi-millionaire. I'm not saying it to brag. These are facts. These are just things that have happened. I never had the goal necessarily to bench over 800 pounds, but I benched 854. Why? Because 800 wasn't enough. It's never enough. It will never be enough. You'll always be chasing down your goals and chasing down your dreams. So those of you that feel unmotivated, you feel like you're not determined, and you're beating yourselves up over it, you need to stop. Because you need to have time to dick around. You need to have time to explore what it is that you're getting into. You need to have time to explore your path. I still don't know exactly where I'm heading. I know that I'm going to be more famous. I know that I'm going to be more rich. I don't know exactly where it stops or where, I don't know what happens next. I really don't. I had a dream and a vision that I was going to do certain things with the slingshot when I invented it. But I dreamt up until about this point. So now I need a new vision. How's that new vision going to be created? It's going to be created by dicking around. It's going to be created by me going on walks by myself, listening to some music, having my headphones on, blasting some motivational speech. Or it's going to be me just off by myself, not even listening to anything, just walking. It's going to be me getting up at 4 a.m. and hitting the gym. It's going to be, for you, it's going to be the same thing. You're going to be by yourself. You're going to be taking a shit, and an idea or concept is going to hit you. But it will never hit you, and it'll never come to you unless you start messing around with some different things, and unless you start dicking around. So some of those things that you have goals for, you have to at least be doing something. You have to have some activity towards it. And if it doesn't feel good every single day, don't be scared. If you miss out on it one day, you're one workout away from being back on your workout plan. You're one workout away from being back off your workout plan. You're one meal away from being back on your meal plan, and you're one meal away from being kicked back out of it. Pull your shit together. Strength is never a weakness. Weakness is never a strength. Catch you guys later.